violation here. So I've got somebody from the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife out here asking this guy, this citizen, where he got his boat, where he's put in the water, all kinds of questions, things like that, violating his Fourth Amendment. We were at a different one last week. Well, it's the same station, but it was at a different location. And I did some research, and it looked like they were setting it up here, and here it's set up at a place where, what's up, Mr. Scientifical? So this check station is going to catch where we're really close to a put-in for the Spokane River. It's a popular spot in the summer for people to float down. And the signage has it so everybody where that put-in is, when they leave, if they have a boat, they're going to have to come through this checkpoint. And a lot of people, of course, do a little partying when they're down there. So what's up, everybody? What's up, Odin? So it's more of a law enforcement checkpoint than an aquatic invasive species checkpoint. So came out today to check this out. We haven't yet. We hope to make it all over the place. So see if this guy has anything to say here. Hey. Hey. So apparently he's fine with violating everybody's rights. So I'd come out here and see if he had anything to say with me filming that. Apparently not. So go in there and ask him some questions here in a second, maybe. So anyways, I want to explain what's going on here now. I have a chance, and I was trying to pay attention to what he was saying there a little bit. So we have down here, here's Interstate 90. That's the border with Idaho and Washington. And down there is where a lot of people get off the freeway on their way. They either come from Idaho or Spokane. They get off the freeway over there, and there's a parking lot and a big put-in where you can put in your inner tubes, kayaks, canoes, anything. And the water's pretty high right now, so there's not a ton of people doing it, but it's still pretty chilly. But as it warms up, it's a really popular spot. So everybody that goes in there, everybody that goes and takes a boat there and pulls it out, whether it's an inner tube or whatever, it says all boats, all watercraft must stop. Yeah, DMB, we're on the east side of the Cascades. We hope to make it over there here pretty soon. Just got to find some time. So anyways, this is it. This is about law enforcement. This is not about invasive species. Where we are right here, you can exit in Idaho, just over there, and you can travel about not even a mile to the north that way, and there's another road that you can travel into Washington State on and get around this checkpoint. So clearly it's not about actually stopping people. It's about, plus there's also, you could technically, depending on if they have someone down there, now you go under the freeway and go to the other side and cross, and their law enforcement presence, if you pass without stopping, is down here on the freeway, not over there. So what's up, Real Jingy? Thanks, Real Jingy. So anyways, we're here checking this out. We'll see if oh, here comes another boat, it looks like. I don't know if this is a boat or a golf cart. I see something sticking up in the air. We'll see. A lot of golf carts around here too. I'm trying, Mr. Scientifical. I've done a lot of research on it, on what they're doing here. And like I said, it's definitely about law enforcement. Like I said, where it's at here, you know, it's where people go to party and float the river. So they're going to have a law enforcement officer here, I'm sure, because there has to be someone like that stationed at these checkpoints. And so everybody that comes through, you know, if they've got, might have just an empty can of beer in the back of the truck or something like that, that they'll see that and use that as a way to question you about drinking and all kinds of other stuff. So no, this isn't even, it doesn't even have to go in the water. It doesn't matter. Yeah, if it goes in the water, you have to stop. According to this, it says all watercraft. Now the RCW, I printed it out and brought it with me. Here, I'll come, you can see their vehicle here. The RCW, I printed out and brought it with me. And it says that they can determine at each checkpoint what boats have to stop, but it has to be very clear what to the passengers and the drivers what has to stop. So here's what we have here, right here. It just says aquatic conveyances. So according to the RCWs, an aquatic conveyance is basically anything you put on the water. So just kind of walk around now that I'm live. If somebody else doesn't show up with a boat here in a little bit, we'll turn it off. Maybe I'll go in, maybe I'll see if I can go into that office that he went into and say hi. Mr. Scientific, yeah, there's supposed to be, according to the RCW, there's supposed to be one that is a piece, like a law enforcement officer for the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. And so there's supposed to be one of those stationed here, or someone else that they deem can do that probably has to pass an accreditation, but it has to be someone who can write tickets. Because if you don't stop, if you don't allow them to check your vessel, then you can get a ticket. It's a second-degree violation. So here, what do you think? You guys want me to see if I can go in there and talk to them, see what's up with this, why they're doing it? I don't see any more boats here. We'll see if I can get into his little office. Here it is again. I'm putting together a video. Part of the reason I came down here today was I wanted to get a little bit more footage. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go up there and see if I can go in. It is a rest stop, yeah. Used to actually be a way station as well, but they moved the way station down there about another 1.5 miles or so. And that's where this used to be, it was down at that way station, so.
Please don't go in there. That's not open to the public.
Well, where does it state that? I don't see anywhere. It says police. Usually police is the lobby is open to the public. I don't state it. I don't see it stated anywhere. Are you mean?
We just don't. Normally they have it locked, but they've left it open so I can come in and out. So that's
All right. So how am I supposed to talk to this official over here? I mean,
I can help you.
I guess.
I'm one of those officials. I'm just somebody left.
I mean, first of all, my first question, you're stopping me from going in a public building that doesn't have anything that says that I can't go in there. So who are you to have any authority over me? You're just dressed in plain clothes. So first of all, I'd like to know that.
I took my clothes because somebody literally all over the men's bathroom.
I'm sure.
I had to get biological to clean it up.
I understand that.
So I took off my official clothing so I could do that.
Okay, I understand that, so that's clear. Like I said, there's nothing here that says I can't go in there, so I was just curious. I saw the guy go in there.
That locked, so
okay.
They don't have to deal with it, but as a kindness, my coworkers in there, as a kindness, he left it open.
But no, that's understandable, and I'll respect that.
Yeah.
I guess my question is, I don't understand I understand the purpose of these, but they just kind of seem unlawful. I mean, it seems like it's a violation of the Fourth Amendment to me.
Why would it be a violation of the Fourth Amendment? We're trying to stop the invasion of invasive species.
So the Fourth Amendment. Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
From coming in, because if they get into our hydroelectric system that's in the Columbia River, you won't have electricity in the state of Washington. They've estimated that it's a $500 billion cleanup per year.
So why isn't Avista the company that benefits off those hydroelectric dams? Why aren't they paying for it?
They'll just make more money. You benefit, not
So,
them.
okay, that's the benefit. And I understand I'm a sportsman, so I understand about invasive species, but it doesn't mean it's not a violation.
Hang on, let's look. Okay, so let me explain. The mussels in the Great Lakes
Okay,
region.
can you, I understand about all of the invasive species. That has nothing to do with the fact that if I want to travel along this freeway with my boat,
Yes.
I should be able to without being stopped, unless you suspect me of committing a crime, which is conveying the invasive species
No,
from
okay,
one state
so
to another,
first-
according to the RCW,
Okay,
which I have right here.
listen to me. Let me inform you.
Oh, so you just told me that the Fourth Amendment doesn't matter because of invasive species. That's what you just
Okay,
told me.
that's
So I'm
the
supposed to
First
listen to you.
Amendment. No.
The First Amendment is the right to free press. The Fourth Amendment is the right to travel freely.
The first is free speech.
Free speech is the press.
Right, but
So
it's not just the press. It's
the fourth is travel. Yeah, and that's why I'm out here, just a citizen, documenting that you guys are violating our Fourth Amendment in under the guise of preventing invasive species, when there are lots of other ways to prevent it. First of all, this checkpoint, you can get around it by exiting back there and going on to Trent. A lot of people go on to Trent because they're going up to Priest Lake in Idaho. So the honor system, but why is it that if I choose to go on this one by the state of Washington, I am breaking the law if I don't pull over here? Why is it that it's okay to go up there and not here?
All right, you got it. Good. I'm out. Okay.
Hey, what's your name?
I'm not happy giving that out right now.
Okay.
I'm just a concerned citizen.
With you filming me.
Well, are you a public official, sir?
Yes, I am.
Then you don't have a choice in that. You're a public official. In the course of your duties, I will
I'm
film
going to
you.
get another public official here pretty soon if you don't stop harassing my employees.
I'm not. Hey,
so I'm asking you.
She came out.
I'm asking you to leave, please.
Sir, this is a public area. Can you hear me out?
You are harassing a state employee. Please.
So all of this is on video. I did not harass any. Will you hear me out, sir? Because this is a public area and I am a citizen who pays taxes in this country and in this state.
That's fine.
So I walked up to here because I'm curious. I have some questions about this. Ma'am, sir, can you hear? You have not even heard me out. I have not started anything. She approached me. It's all on camera, both live. You are live on the internet right now, sir. There are 30 people watching you live on the internet.
Okay.
So you can do what you want. They all watched. 30 people watched all of this, watched her approach me. I'm going to stay right, yeah, it's not an emergency. Don't call 911. That's not a good idea. So anyways, apparently, yeah, these are, can you guys identify yourselves to me at least? Yeah, they're all snowflakes. They don't want to talk about violating our rights, so I'm just going to come over here and wait. I wasn't harassing anyone. She approached me. It's all on video. So I don't know who they're going to call. We're in Spokane County, so it could be the Spokane County Sheriff. It could be Liberty Lake Police. So we're going to give someone an education today, y'all. So we're here live. That's fine. We'll just wait for a second if they don't want to come back out. Yeah, I'm all for keeping our water clean. This isn't an effective way to do it. It violates our Fourth Amendment. Yeah, Mr. Scientific, that's pretty good. So anyways, I got a little bit excited. That guy didn't want to listen to me. He didn't want to talk. He just wants to tell me I have to leave. He didn't tell me who he was, just because he has a Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife hat on, he feels like I need to leave. So apparently I was harassing a state employee by trying to get into a building. I saw someone go in. So oh yeah, they just stopped one just a second ago. I had it on film. That's why I went live. So apparently they're gonna call 911, get someone down here. Yeah, Republic, we're getting called here. So oh no, we're good. I told him not to call out 911. It's not an emergency, but they're all fired up. He said I was harassing his employee. She's the one that approached me. I didn't approach her. I just had a question. Nobody wants to listen to me. They just want to lecture me and tell me. So I'm trying to get some answers. And then they said they were going to call the police. So I just thought I would politely wait. Yeah, she was cleaning out the crapper. Is it wake? Yeah, it's creating jobs, all right. It's creating criminals too, because they can pick up all kinds of extra people now. So this is what I expected when I came here, was to be told I was harassing someone. They're the ones that put this up in a public area. I don't see any signs anywhere telling me I can't go anywhere that I went. I was respectful to her when she told me not to go in there. So we'll see what law enforcement agency comes out. But like I said, it could be Washington State Patrol. It could be, yeah, I doubt they show too. But it could be Washington State Patrol. It could be Liberty Lake Police, and it could be Spokane Sheriff. I'm gonna come up here and just wait. I'm gonna try to get them to identify themselves before, yeah. Hey, I'm not trying to harass anyone, but you guys asked me to leave, and nobody has displayed anything saying they're a public official. You said you're going to call the police, so yeah, you got me on camera up there too. That's fine. What I'm doing is perfectly legal, and I've been cooperative. You guys wouldn't listen to me, so I just would like you to identify yourselves if you are public officials. Otherwise, I'll be calling the Department of Fish and Wildlife or the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. Because there's some people out here impersonating wildlife officials that won't identify themselves. I pay your salaries through my taxes, and so does everybody else. You guys are supposed to identify yourselves. Thank you. So again, we're just gonna sit out here. We'll wait for a second. So they're in there making sure they got pictures of me through the glass, because apparently I'm a threat out here. I'm a threat, asking them questions because so as she explained it, if you guys weren't here, the way she explained it is I'm a threat, or I'm sorry, not I'm a threat. The reason that they're allowed to violate our Fourth Amendment, the right to free travel along our highways and anywhere in our country, is because of the invasive species. So instead of explaining to me why it was okay to violate our rights, she went into explaining to me about the invasive species. And when I tried to stop her about that I wasn't concerned about that. What I was concerned about was that our rights are being violated. She didn't want to hear it. She kept trying to talk over me. And that's when the gentleman came up, not gentleman, the a-hole came up and told me that I was harassing her when she was the one that approached me. So I was trying, and now they're hiding in their office. They're all hiding in their office. So if anyone, yeah, here. If anyone would like, I haven't done anything illegal, so if you want, you can call the local Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife office and tell them they have some people up here hiding in an office that says it's Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife Police that won't identify themselves. And I'm gonna stay here and remain filming this until someone comes out and identifies themselves or some police show up, because this is a little ridiculous what's going on here. I don't have a problem with them checking our boats. What I have a problem with is them by law requiring us to stop and have our boats checked. If they want to do a voluntary check, that's fine. Or if they want to do one where even I have to, the problem here in the state of Washington, let me get the RCW out and read it. So in the state of Washington, the problem is, if I stop at one of these, first of all, case law shows that if you stop at one of these, you're giving up your Fourth Amendment rights. So what we've talked about is if you're going to stop, you need to tell them you stopped under duress. So anyways, you need to stop under duress, and you don't agree to any searches or seizures of your property. Because that's what they're doing here, is if you pull over willingly and you have an exit, you can't. Now here, where I'm trying to figure out is there is an exit, but by law, the RCW requires you to pull over. So here, it says right here, the department may establish mandatory check stations to inspect aquatic conveyances for clean and drain requirements and aquatic invasive species. The check stations must be operated by at least one Fish and Wildlife officer, an ex officio Fish Wildlife officer in coordination with the department or department authorized representative, and must be plainly marked by signs and operated in a safe manner. Number 2, aquatic conveyances required to stop at mandatory check stations include registered vessels, commercial vessels, and small vessels. The department may establish rules governing other types of aquatic conveyances that must stop at mandatory check stations. The rules must provide sufficient guidance so that a person transporting the aquatic conveyance readily understands that he or she is required to stop. A person who encounters a mandatory check station while transporting an aquatic conveyance must A. Stop at the mandatory check station, B. Allow the aquatic conveyance to be inspected for clean and drain requirements and aquatic invasive species. Follow clean and drain orders if clean and drain requirements are not met pursuant to RCW 77-135.110, and follow decontaminated orders. So there you go. You're required to stop and you're required to answer their questions. You're required to at least have your boat inspected. Not necessarily, it doesn't say answer questions, but it does say allow your boat to be inspected. So apparently if you stop here, you're giving up your Fourth Amendment right. So I just read what the RCW is. I've been here for a good 5 minutes since they supposedly were going to dial 911 because I'm such an emergency and harassing people. So there she is. Let's see if I... So you guys won't identify yourselves since you get paid by taxpayer dollars? Yeah, just wave me off. There you go. So again, if you guys want, maybe... I don't know if somebody can look it up online. I guess I could try to do it here on my phone. I'd probably lose the live feed. But if you want to try to look up the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, the Eastern Regional Office, it's in the Spokane Valley. They have a phone number. That's the office where these people, that's their headquarters. So we can call there, and there's at least two people here that have approached me. And they won't identify themselves. One of them has told me to leave this public space, and he hasn't identified himself. So they're hiding in their office up here where they said I'm not allowed. They won't tell me what authority they have to keep me out of there. I'm respecting what they're asking me to do just because I'm a pretty nice guy, but I've been treated horribly, so I'm just going to wait a little bit longer, see if the police show up like they said they were going to call them. They're going to have to come out eventually when another boat comes, so at the very least I'll stay till then. I might not be able to stay live the whole time, so... Yeah, you guys, it's not about... If they want to stop these things, that's fine. She even admitted that I told her we can get around these checkpoints, and she admitted, yeah, and then she even said it's about us as citizens wanting to do it. Well, if they're relying on us as good citizens to pull over at these checkpoints, the bad citizens are the ones that are causing the problems. It's the citizens that don't care and the bad ones. So they're the ones that are going to find the ways around these checkpoints. So that's the point. So her little idea of, oh, it's based on merit and we want people to be good citizens. No, that's not how it works. People aren't just good citizens. People that aren't good citizens will find ways to get around these stupid checkpoints because they don't want to deal with them. So the point is, you're missing the ones who are causing the problem, and you're inconveniencing and violating the rights of everyone else in the process. So it's not about the invasive species, people. This is about the police state getting a bigger grab. And again, so far, like I said, there's plenty of law enforcement very close. There's a training center very close to here that is always full of law enforcement. There's a way station that's always full of state patrol just right up the road here, like less than a mile. That's where this was at last week when I went live. And we're also very close to the city of Liberty Lake, and I think that we're even in their jurisdiction. So we're very close to several agencies, and nobody's showed up so far. So doesn't look like any law enforcement's going to show up. But I do appreciate all you guys showing up. I appreciate you being here. Again, if you want to call, it would be the Spokane Regional Office, the Eastern Regional Office of the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. You could call the main office in Olympia too if you want, I suppose, but the Eastern Regional Office is who these people check in with. Oh, I'm sure they were told that, Mr. Scientifical. You're right, because no one's showing up. And they know I wasn't harassing anybody. Right on, wake up. So we'll kind of just walk through there again so they know my presence is here. I've been respectful. They asked me to leave. I was respectful. So we'll see. We'll sit here for a little bit longer. It's been probably about 6 or 7 minutes since they said they were going to call the police. So I doubt they did. Set this down, getting a little bit chilly. Let me put my gloves on. So again, they're all hiding inside that little office there. No, I don't. Well, I do have an extra battery for my phone if I need it, but I had a pretty full charge when I got here, so should be good for a little while. Said if not, I can change batteries and whatever. If I have to, I can skedaddle out of here. I'm pretty close to the border since we're at this checkpoint. So good so far. Yeah, Republic's close too if I need her. But I think I'm gonna shut down the live feed, y'all. It looks like nobody's showing up. So I'm gonna shut this down. Like I said, it looks like nobody's showing up. That way I can save it just in case somebody does. I appreciate y'all being here. I'm gonna hang tight. I got plenty of battery on my other camera, and I got my GoPro on. I got plenty of cameras and plenty of video. So I'm just gonna stay here for a while and keep cop blocking and see if I can get them to identify themselves when they come out. Everybody, peace out, stay safe.